All right. In this trick video, we are going to discuss how to multiply two-digit numbers which are having the same first digit and ending with 5. What do I mean by this? Let's take an example. Let's say if I have the number 85 and then we multiply 85 again. So in other words, it is just the square of 85. Let's write it down, 85 squared. So how do we get the answer within 1 second or maximum 2? All we need to do is look at the number on the right hand side of this number. So we have the number 5. On the right hand side, we will write down 5 squared. And 5 squared is 5 into 5, which can be written as 25. And now if you look at the number on the left, which is 8, all we need to do is multiply 8 with the next number. So what's the next digit which comes after 8? It is 9. So we'll do 8 into 9, which is 72. And now we can club all these digits. So the answer is 7225. So the answer of 85 squared we can write is 7225. Wasn't this really simple? Let's take one more example. Let's say if we have 45 squared. So what do? On the right hand side, we will write 5 squared, which is 25. And on the left hand side, we have the number 4. So what we will do, we will multiply 4 with the next digit, which is 5. So 4 into 5 will become 20. And then the answer is 2025. So let's write down 45 square is equal to 2025. And that's how we can get the answer just within 1 second. Let's take a bigger example. If I take, let's say 115 squared. So same steps. On the right hand side, we will write 5 squared, which is 25. Now this time, the number on the left, you have to take 11 together. So if you take 11 and then multiply 11 with the next number, which is 12. And 11 into 12, remember the trick, multiplication by 11, we will get 132. And then we club all these digits, 13225. Hence, 115 whole squared, the answer is 13225. Let's do one more example. If I take 195 squared, let's apply the same steps. On the right hand side, we will write 5 squared, which is 25. On the left hand side, we have the number 19. So what we will do, we will multiply 19 with the next number, which is 20. Now, if you remember the table of 19, you can easily get 19 into 20, that is 380. But let's say if you don't know the table of 19, then we will use some basic logic and a common trick. So how do we solve 19 into 20? Let's write that as 19 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 10. So we have broken down the entire number in terms of multiples. How do we find 19 into 2? The trick involved here is break 19 into two separate numbers. So 19 can be written as 10 plus 9. And on the right hand side, we have 20. And now we can just open up this bracket. For those of you who do not know how to open the brackets, I will write down the formula. If you have a plus b multiplied by c, this is opened as AC plus BC. So notice what we have done. We have multiplied A with C first, and then we have multiplied B with C, and then we put plus in the middle. Same logic we apply here. First, multiply 10 with 20, which is 200, and then multiply 9 with 20, which is 180, and then we put a plus in the middle. We get 380 as the answer. Now, please use this approach if you do not know the table of 19. If you know the table of 19, then of course you can directly write down 380. And then we club all these digits together. So what will be 195 squared? The answer will be 38025. And this is how we identify squares of numbers which end with 5. In this video, we are going to discuss how do we find squares of numbers which consist only of ones. For example, let us take a number which is 111. Notice that we are taking numbers which will only have ones. So how do we find the square of this? So let's put the square sign in front of it. So 111 squared. This actually means 111 multiplied by 111. So how do we find the answer? All we need to do is just let's write a 1 on the left hand side and a 1 on the right hand side like this. Step 2, we count the number of ones in the number. As we can see in this number, there are 3 ones. Hence, we write that number 3 right in the middle. So we can write 3 in the middle. Step number 3 is to just put the numbers between 1 and 3. Let me explain. Between 1 and 3, there is only the digit 2. So let's write 2 in the middle, 1, 2, 3. And similarly, on the right hand side, the digit between 3 and 1 will be 2. And that is the answer. So 111 whole squared is equal to 12321. Wasn't this easy? Let us take one more example. So this time let's take 1, 1, 1, 1 whole squared. So how do we do it? Step 1, write a 1 on the left and a 1 on the right hand side. Step 2, count how many ones are there in the particular number. So in this we can see there are 4 number of ones. So that number 4 will come right in the middle. So let's write 4 in the middle. Step 3, we just need to figure out how many digits are there between 1 and 4, and then we will put those digits in sequence. So what will we do? So we'll write 1, 2, 3, and then a 4. So let's write 1, 2, 3. And similarly, from 4 to 1, we go in descending order. So we'll go 4, 3, 2, 1. And this is the square of 1, 1, 1, 1. All right. So I hope this is making sense. Let's take one more example. So let's say if I take 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 whole squared. So again, the same steps. First, write 1 on the left, 1 on the right. Step 2, check how many ones are there in the number. So there are 5 ones. So we will write 5 in the middle. Then all we need to do is just write down the digits in sequence starting from 1. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's write it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And similarly, from 5 to 1, we'll go in descending order, which is 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So this entire number is the square of this particular expression. And finally, what is the smallest number of this type? So a number which consists only of ones. So that will be 1, 1 squared. We employ the same logic. So we write a 1 on the left and a 1 on the right. Step 2, we count how many ones are there. So we can see there are only 2 ones. So in the middle, we write 2. Now, in this situation, there is no need of step 3 because between 1 and 2, there is no digit. Hence, 11 squared is only 1 to 1. And that's how we solve questions of this type. But please note that this trick is only applicable if your numbers are having only ones. In this video, we are going to learn a trick which involves multiplication by 11. Of course, we are not going to do traditional multiplication. So let's take an example. Let's say if you have to multiply 32 with 11. So with this trick, you can get the answer within 1 second. Let's see how to do it. Step 1, the number is 32. So we will write 3 on the left hand side and 2 on the right hand side. Step number 2, you add the 2 digits. So 3 plus 2 will give us a 5. So we will write 5 in the middle. And this is the answer. 32 into 11 is equal to 352. That's it. Wasn't this simple? Let us take another example. So let's say if we have to multiply 63 with 11. So same steps. Step number 1, write 6 on the left hand side, 3 on the right hand side. Step number 2, just add the digits. So 6 plus 3 will give us 9 and you write 9 in the middle. And that's why 63 into 11 is equal to 693. That's it. This is the answer. Now let's take one more example. 75 into 11. Step number 1, write a 7 on the left hand side, a 5 on the right hand side, and then we add the 2 digits. 7 plus 5 will be equal to 12. Now we need to be careful. The answer to this question is not 7125. So the trick involved here is the number in the middle should have only a single digit. So what will we do? From this 12, we will only take 2 and the remaining 1 will get carried over. In other words, we will add it to 7. So 7 plus 1 is equal to 8 and the number in the middle is 2 and on the right hand side we have a 5. That's why we can say 75 into 11 is equal to 825. Let's take one more example. Now this time I want you to solve this on your own. So 98 into 11. I want you to please pause this video, attempt this on your own, and only then check the solution. So how do we do it? Step 1, write 9 on the left-hand side, write 8 on the right-hand side. And then what's the addition of 9 plus 8? 9 plus 8 is a 17. So we will write 17 in the middle. Now, according to the logic, the number in the middle should only have a single digit. So we will take 7 and the remaining 1 will get added to 9. So 9 plus 1 will be equal to 10 and the number in the middle is 7 and the number on the right hand side is 8, which means we can write 98 into 11 is equal to 1078. All right, so far we have been dealing with only 2-digit numbers. What if we have a 3-digit number? Let's take the example of 675. If we have to multiply this by 11, what do? We employ the same steps, but with a small variation. Step number one stays the same. 6 will be written on the left, 5 will be written on the right hand side. Now, what we'll do, consider the first two numbers, 6 and 7. So you add them. 6 plus 7 will get us a 13. So we'll write a 13 on the left hand side. Similarly, now consider the second set of numbers, 7 and 5. 7 plus 5 will be equal to 12. Now remember the logic, the numbers in the middle should only have single digit number. So we will start from the right hand side, from this 12. 12 of course is not a single digit number. So we will only take the 2 and the remaining one will get added to 13. Hence, let's write the numbers again. 6 will be as it is, 13 will become 14. Then we have a 2 and then we have a 5. Now let's look at 14. 14 again is not a single digit number. So we only take the 4 and the remaining 1 will get carried over and 6 will be added to 1. So on the left hand side, we will write a 7. Then we have a 4 and 2 and 5. And that's it. 7, 4, 2, 5 is the answer. So if we can write here, 675 into 11 is equal to 7425. And that's it. This is the trick involved when we have to multiply by 11. And now you can just make out your own numbers and keep multiplying by 11 and cross-check the answers. Wasn't this simple and fun? We can get answers to questions like this just orally. And that is extremely useful in school exams. But of course, like I previously said, all these trick videos are applicable under certain assumptions. And the type here is we are multiplying the number with 11.